but still stuck with money?
Let's be real. The best time to get your money right was yesterday. The next best time is today. I know, I get it. I've been there. Credit card debt, bills piling up, and not taking those calls. I was making good money, but still living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't know what I didn't know. I was embarrassed and I was ashamed. Can you relate? But I have good news. You can take action today. It's not too late. Hi, I'm Dignity Coach Mariolene, and I am here to empower you to reclaim dignity in your finances. Whew. She sounds very serious on that commercial. By she, I mean myself. Reclaim dignity in your finances. Definitely going to do an episode where we really break down dignity and finances together. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dignity in Dollars podcast, a safe space where we take back our financial power, reclaim dignity in our finances, heal our relationship with money to design and live the life we desire and deserve. Say it with me. What I desire, I deserve. Because you do. Let that sink in. Because if you've been showing up to work, clocking in, doing everything right, and you still don't feel like you're getting ahead, this episode is for you. I'm Financial Dignity Coach Mariolene, and I'm so glad that you are here with me today on Dignity in Dollars. I want to ask you something before we get into it today. When you think about growing your money, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, for most of us, it's work harder, pick up another shift, ask for a raise, find a better job. There's nothing wrong with earning well. I want you to earn well. But can I be honest with you? Your paycheck was never meant to be the finish line. It was only ever meant to be the starting line. And today, I'm going to show you the difference. Today, we are multiplying your money by thinking beyond your paycheck. We're covering income versus assets. Say it again. We're covering income versus assets. We're expanding your mindset beyond what you were taught and what it really means to own something. Hey, if this is speaking to you already, share this live right now. Tag someone who needs their next step today. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's start here. Income versus assets. Because once you see this, you cannot unsee it. Income is money you trade for your time. You show up, you work, you get paid. The moment you stop showing up, though, the income stops. That's not a flaw in you. That is simply what income is. It is finite. It requires you. An asset, however, is different. An asset is something that works for you, whether you show up or not, like a retirement account, a rental property, stock, a small business that runs even when you're not physically standing in it. Assets do not clock out. Assets do not need you to feel motivated on a Tuesday. They just keep working. Here's the truth. Here's the truth you get to sit with. You can be a phenomenal earner and still not be building wealth. Because wealth is not measured by how much you make. Wealth is measured by how much you own. That is making money for you while you sleep. So the question is not, how can I earn more? The question becomes, what can I own that earns for me? I grew up hearing money didn't grow on trees. I come from a large Caribbean family. Caribbean people are no strangers to working hard, working long hours. The running joke, if you know anybody Caribbean, they have 15 jobs, whether they're Jamaican, Haitian, Bajan, Bermudian. I have to check my friends from Bermuda on that one. Trinidad and Tobago, it doesn't matter. They probably got 15 jobs. And we wear this as a badge of honor. What you don't see is the cost of that. Just like I said before, if you have a job and you have income, if you do not work, you do not get paid. That's difficult. When you're young, it's easy, but as you get older, it's not sustainable. And in my house, I just saw people working a lot. Not talking about owning anything. They did work to purchase homes, but not everybody got to keep theirs, because working for money is not the same as understanding how money works. So no one in my house talked about owning anything as it related to understanding money. So they were all in the rat race, just like everybody else, working to get things. We talked about getting by, that we had more bills than we had money. And getting by kept us on the paycheck to paycheck train for a long, long time. What did you hear? What did you put on replay about earning versus owning? Did you hear that money doesn't grow on trees? Did you hear no one in our family has ever owned a house? What makes you think we're going to do that, or you're going to do that? We go to work to get paid, and we work for bills. I used to hear this. This was one from the African American community. So it was, I owe, so off to work I go. So work was to pay debt. Getting paid from work was to pay debt. So drop it in the comments, and wherever you're watching from, what did you learn? What was put on replay about earning versus owning when you were growing up? Because whatever it was, I promise you, it became the gospel, and you never got a chance to question it. Mainly because by the time it got to you, generations were in that mindset. Generations had been saying it over and over and over again. And I'm sure they had passionate feelings about it, but you can be passionately wrong, and feelings aren't facts. Now, I know for some of you, the word assets or investing feels like it's for someone else. You may get up in the pit of your stomach. You may feel like you don't deserve, that the working for money is your lot in life. Lies. Saying that loud in the microphone. Lies. Maybe you feel like someone with more money, more time, more knowledge is more deserving. I want to challenge that today, right now on this live. Most of us were taught to think in terms of a ceiling, right? And that's as far as you're going to go. Get a good job. That's the goal. Pay your bills. Pay your bills on time. That's success. Nobody sat us down and said, hey, now that you're earning, here's what you do with it so that it multiplies, not just pay bills. So we stayed in the loop. Earn, spend, earn, spend. I owe, so off to work I go. Because that's the only loop we were shown. And you cannot walk through a door nobody told you even existed. But if you've been with me for any length of time, if you have been watching Dignity in Dollars since we've been on, you know I teach that there are 5 things to do with money. Make it, save it, invest it, donate it, and spend it. Spend is last. Why? Because if you make it and spend it, and that becomes the second thing, you will not be able to save, invest, or give because you will not have any money to do that. Expanding your mindset does not mean you need a finance degree. And I want to pause here for the folks who have said, I'm not good with money. I've never been good with money. I pray that today is the last day that you say that. I give you permission to change and break that loop, to say, I am learning about money. I get to learn about how money works. Come out from under that spirit of lack and come over here in abundance where there's resources, workshops, books, videos. And you can watch in the privacy of your own home. You know that YouTube University has a lot of graduates. It does not mean that you need to understand the stock market overnight. It means you get to start asking different questions. Start asking a different question. Instead of, how do I make it to the next paycheck? You start asking, how do I make my next dollar work harder than the one before it for me? Because you worked really hard for that dollar. The question now is that dollar working as hard for you? That one shift, that one question is the difference between staying an earner forever, an employee forever, an hourly person forever, and becoming an owner. And remember what I've told you before, take the word need out of your vocabulary and replace it with get. You don't need to figure out investing today. You get to learn something new that changes you, your life, and your family's trajectory. Imagine what it would be like. Just take a moment and think about this. What was going on 3 generations before you? And you know it wasn't good and it wasn't good for you. What would happen if you did 2 things? 1, change have to get to, and then take action on that. Do you see how it would change everyone after you? It would certainly change you, but then change everyone else after you on how they think about money. Just think about that. Do you feel the difference? Over here it's heavy. Over here with get to, it's possibility. And the possibilities are endless. If you think about it, it just takes one step. Which brings me to ownership, because this is where the multiplication actually happens. Owning something, even something small, puts you in a completely different category than earning alone. You do not need to own a company to practice ownership. You can own a few shares of stock. You can own a Roth IRA. You can own a CD, a certificate of deposit. You can own a small rental down the line. Ownership means a piece of something belongs to you, and it continues to produce and continues producing what? Producing value, whether you are actively working that day or not. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine making money on a day that you did not go to work? That is a mindset shift in and of itself. For those of us that have been grinded into, I work and I get paid. Imagine that. If you got paid $1 an hour, you do the math. I work for 10 hours, I got $10. But what if tomorrow you didn't go to work, but you still made $10? Do you want that life? I think you do. Think about a tree. Nobody plants a tree and expects shade the next morning. You plant it, you water it, and you walk away. Then you come back and you water it again. Weeks, months, years pass. And you watch it grow until one day it is this enormous oak tree that the whole neighborhood sits under for shade. That is the investor mindset. I remember during one of the trips that my nonprofit community to community takes, partner community visits, and this was during tree planting season, and I was next to a gentleman who was planting. It was clear that this person did not have a degree in finance, was not an accountant, a CFO, or a CPA. But I did ask him, "Sir, why are you planting here today?" And he said, "I'm planting these seeds today so that my great, great, great grandchildren can have shade tomorrow." He got it. He got it. I hope you're getting it too. I hope you're getting it too. Plant today. Work hard today so you don't have to work hard tomorrow. Ownership, it works the same way. It is slow, it is quiet, and then one day it's shade for your whole family. This, as the gentleman said, my great, great, great grandchildren, this is generational. This is the thing that outlives a job. Your paycheck ends with your very last day of work. What you own keeps going long after you've clocked out for the final time. Maybe you'll get your last 2 weeks or you'll get a week of vacation. That's it. That is the legacy piece that nobody explained to us. I hope you're taking notes because there's some good gems that are being dropped here. Let's land this plane with what you can actually do starting today. You do not need to overhaul your whole life. Sometimes we get information, you're like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do? Where do I start? I understand it now. The lights are on." You do not need to overhaul your whole life. You get to take one step. Right on time, Linda Sam. I see you. Action number 1. Look at what is already coming in and ask yourself honestly, is any of this going towards something I own, or is all of it going towards things that disappear the moment I spend it? Groceries disappear. A night out disappears. An investment account, on the other hand, does not disappear. It grows. Action number 2. If your employer offers a 401k match and you're not taking the full match, that is ownership sitting on the table that you are walking past every single day, every single pay period. It's like you wave to it and it waves back like, "Why aren't you taking advantage of this?" Call HR today. Free money is not something we leave behind at my house, and I don't want you leaving it behind either. Action number 3. If you don't have an investment account open yet, that is your one step for today. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, today. Even $10. The amount is not the point. The habit of ownership is the point. Using that muscle is the point. Planting that seed and watching it grow, that is the point. Breaking news. Wealth is not out of reach for you, but you will have to reach for it. It was never out of reach. You were just never shown the door. And today I'm showing you the door. Walk through it. And make sure you leave it open for someone else. Don't close it behind you. This is information that you know could help someone else as well. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now, today, with what you have, where you are. Say it with me. I am becoming an owner. I deserve to multiply what I have. Because you do. You do. And today is good a time as any to start. I hope you'll come back and let me know, did you start with $10? Did you call HR? What did you do? So that when you lay your head down tonight, you know that tomorrow is going to be different because of one act that you took. I hope you're leaving with more than you came in with today. I hope you receive that multiplying what you have is for you. Ownership is for you. And not some distant time in the future, today. And that when you make that decision changing yourself, if you have family and friends and children, you have changed their lives forever and generationally. You have normalized wealth and assets for them. They will think ownership is what we do. This is a family who owns things. If it didn't happen for you growing up, let you be the first then, because you can be. And after you, there'll be a bunch more because of you. If today's conversation spoke to you, let it move you to action. Visit focusedfire.life to get connected to our community, get information on our workshops, boot camps, and coaching. Linda Sam posted, I am becoming an owner. Mindset is everything. Oh, thank you for your constant guidance. You are welcome, Linda Sam. I'm watching you grow and become this amazing human being who is definitely reclaiming dignity in her finances. So proud of you, Linda Sam. And for everyone that's out there, start where you are. Protect what you're building. Ask the questions you need to ask and take the next wise step for yourself and your family. I wanted to highlight Linda Sam's quote here. I am becoming an owner. Mindset is everything. This one act that you take could change everything for you and your family. If you want to stay in the loop for resources, visit focusfire.life and sign up. Also, please like, share, and follow Focus Fire on Facebook and Focus Fire Life on IG. Thank you for being here with me today on Dignity and Dollars. I pray for God to open your eyes to see, open your ears to hear, and open your heart to receive that healing your relationship with money is for you. Becoming debt-free is for you. Becoming financially liberated and having financial freedom is for you. Living in abundance and overflow is for you. Because what you desire, you deserve. Say it with me. What I desire, I deserve. Amen. Amen. See you next time.